What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Resistance. Shout outs to all of y'all. Appreciate y'all joining me again. Sunday late night broadcast. We're going to do it again for the last time. Let's do it again for the last time. This video right here, this is from off of Facebook. The Facebook page name is Alyssa Shop. Y'all can check that out right here. Alyssa Shop. Got some heat on this page right here. Facebook page is Alyssa Shop. Title of the video is Driver Brilliantly Trolls Cops Until They Leave Him Alone. And I know this guy in this video. His name is Travis Hines. He has a YouTube channel on YouTube called Let's Exchange IDs with Travis Hines. Let's exchange IDs with Travis Hines. Go ahead and check him out. It would behoove you to do so. Let's get into the video.
What does it have to do with anything? Can I help you? Yeah, what's up?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just sitting here, just relaxing.
Where are we coming from?
Where are you coming from?
Oh, it says Abernathy. Do you know where you're at?
Yeah.
So from the door, he repeats the same thing that the officer asked him. This is a traffic stop. He's on the side of the road. He has plenty of videos like this when he's chilling in his car. And he maintains the privacy by having some kind of sheath or some type of sheet or net or something over his windows, which is not illegal because he's not operating his vehicle that way, okay? He's always using these type of things on his windows when he's parked somewhere. So he gets a lot of police officers who feel some type of way about it, and they just can't help themselves.
Can I help you? Yeah, what's up?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just sitting here, just relaxing.
Where are we coming from?
Where are you coming from?
Oh, it says Abernathy. Do you know where you're at?
Yeah, I know where I'm at. Yeah, sure.
Where are you heading to?
Where are you headed to? Just driving.
Driving?
Yeah. What's the problem?
I'm just checking on you. I haven't seen anybody, so just checking on this vehicle. Never seen anybody sitting here before, so making sure nobody...
He's just checking on the vehicle. We don't have officers out. We don't pay officers to check on vehicles. We do not pay officers to inspect vehicles. No, there has to be a crime committed. You got a call that somebody was in their car on the side of the road. No crime committed. And if we want to sit out there and investigate the situation all night, then go ahead and please do so. But other than that, he should not be bothering this man.
We're trying to break into buildings or anything like that. Okay?
Make sure you're not breaking into any buildings. He's in this car. He's worrying about him breaking into any buildings. Wow.
Well, we do have buildings around here.
Which ones? I'd like to know.
Well, you got that one right there.
There's something going on in there?
No.
Oh.
I just want to make sure nobody's trying to break into it.
This whole block looks like it's kind of down. I mean,
You got driver's license, John Bobo?
Now he's asking him for his driver's license. This is not even a traffic stop. He's on the side of the road. He's not even operating his vehicle.
I'd be interested in exchanging.
Oh. I see yours so I can know who I'm talking to?
Yeah, see yours so I know who I'm talking to? You didn't even identify who you are.
Oh, you see I'm the police?
No, I see you're an individual, and that's some painful stuff.
You got driver's license on you, brother?
He's speaking about the flashlight in his eyes, piercing his pupils. He said, that's some painful stuff because the officer just keeps flashing that light in his eye.
Do you have your driver's license, Bubba?
So do you not have a driver's license or what?
Do you not have a driver's license?
You know, copying me every word you're saying is not going to get you anywhere.
Well, it doesn't seem to be getting you anywhere either.
Well, too bad.
It's just a quiet neighborhood and I'm getting harassed.
You're not getting harassed. I'm just wanting to know who I'm talking to.
I'd like to know who I'm talking to. I understand that you're a police officer, but there's also individuals within that business, the business of police officing.
It's so simple.
I am the owner of this car, so you see that. But I don't
You're
understand
the car.
why don't you identify who you are? Who's the driver of that police car?
Well, I'm Officer Thornton, but who are you?
Thornton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it'd be like common spelling, Thorton.
Well, I've identified myself and let you know who I am, but who are you?
Is it
Do
because
you get the point, ladies and gentlemen? He's drilling the officer about his ID, the spelling of his name, because there's no reasonable suspicion. He has no probable cause to ask Travis for any ID, to ask him any further questions about his personal business, where he's coming from or where he's going. So Travis gives it back to him, and he gives it back to him 100%. Because the same reason why he shouldn't be bothering this man is the same reason why he shouldn't be asking the officer for ID. So he's giving it back to him. Of course he's not supposed to give up ID, but he do stupid things, he wins stupid prizes.
I was thinking maybe it could be TEN, but it's TON.
Who are you?
Is that the correct spelling?
Well, I'm asking you, because, I mean, it's...
You're asking me your correct spelling?
Well, I'm asking you who you are.
Yeah, but I just want to get the spelling correct. You just told me.
And we asking who you are.
A name.
Mm-hmm.
Thornton. And I mean, I can't see,
Don't even want to properly identify himself. Didn't give up his information as far as his name or his badge number. Okay, didn't even say what department he's coming out from.
What's written for your name? I just want to get that right. It's
Daily Rumor YouTuber.
So it's
Do you work for YouTube or?
Who do you work for?
Well, I work for the police department.
Okay.
Like I just told you.
Well, I mean, you said the Abernathy. You're not a part of like the sheriff's unit.
No, sir.
Okay. And are
you have a driver's license?
Yep. Yeah, I do.
May I see it?
May I see yours? I'd be interested in exchanging.
No, but I'm asking for yours.
No, I'm asking for yours.
May I see your driver's license?
Channel name on YouTube, the cameraman. Let's exchange IDs with Travis Hines. You can watch it on Facebook. The page is Alyssa Shop where this video is on. You want to go straight to YouTube? Let's exchange IDs with Travis Hines.
May I see your driver's license?
What's the whole deal with repeating?
It's not repeating. It's actually asking for an exchange.
No.
So you're saying that people who want to exchange things are repeating? It's just a simple question. I mean, just want to see some picture ID, and I'd be willing to exchange mine for yours.
No. But let me see yours.
No. That was a repeat. Trying to like mimic what you're saying exactly.
I can tell. So where are we coming from?
Where are you coming from? I'm just driving. I'm just passing through. I mean,
perfect example, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect example on how to handle police when you're dealing in situations like this, exactly like this. You're on the side of the road. You're in your car. We do it all the time. We might, have lunch in the parking lot. We might pull over, have a conversation or whatever, in a residential block. We do it all the time. Okay, so when you have a police officer that's pulling up on you and they asking you questions like this, you ask them the same questions because there's no reasonable suspicion, there's no probable cause on what this officer is doing. So you basically just let him sit there and you mimic the same questions that he asks you.
What else?
I know, but I still like to know who I'm talking to. I don't know. I don't know if you're the owner of this car or not. I don't know if the car is stolen.
This is my car.
Then who are you?
I don't know if that car is stolen that you drove up on, and you did drive. So, well, I'm the owner of the car. So you said okay.
The owner of the car?
Okay, let me just confirm your last name. You said Thornton.
But who's the owner of this vehicle then?
Okay, I can tell you. I'm willing to tell you my last name. It's Hines.
What's your first name?
Okay, may I have your first name in exchange?
No, sir.
Well, how are we
So
going
this cop thinks he's going to get all the information he wants without any probable cause, without any reasonable suspicion, without giving up his information. That's the whole point of this. It may seem petty, but Travis got a point every time he does it. Every time he does it, he has the point with it. You want my information? Give me yours. I want everything on you. I want your first name, your middle name, your last name. I want to know the neighborhood you live in. I want to know where you just got finished coming from before you pulled up on me and where you going afterwards. I want to know everything you want to know about me. That's real.
to exchange information here if you're not going to play the game?
Mr. Hines,
Yep.
is that who you...
Yes.
Do you have a driver's
Yes,
license?
Mr. Thornton. Yes.
Do you have a driver's license, sir?
Yes, Mr. Thornton, do you have a driver's license?
Now I'm asking, can I see it?
Mr. Thornton, may I see your driver's license in exchange?
Mr. Hines,
Mr. Thornton.
listen to me.
Okay, I'm
Now
listening.
I'm asking for your driver's license, okay?
Okay.
You are basically disobeying a lawful order that I'm telling you.
Well,
Wow.
Mr. Thornton, you also...
Wow, he just pulled that out as jibber jabbers. He just said you are disobeying a lawful order. First of all, he has to be doing something wrong to disobey a lawful order. He didn't do anything. He's just sitting in his car, minding his own goddamn business. And because this officer can't get ID because he wants ID, he's going to say, you're disobeying a lawful order. That's wrong. See, this officer is operating in his official capacity right now, under the color of law. And he's lying to Supreme Court, give him a stretch to lie. But they can't lie like this. This is not a way for them to lie. This is not protected under the Supreme Court. For him to say he's disobeying a lawful order just because he won his ID without committing a crime. That's bullshit. That's not protected by Supreme Court. Okay? His motherfucking, all that's out the window. All of it's out the window.
in turn are disobeying a lawful order as well.
No, I'm not, sir.
Are you willing to exchange IDs?
No, sir, because that is not a lawful order.
That
Qualified immunity out the window.
that is equally a lawful order because, Mr. Thornton, let me explain to you. There is a Fourth Amendment.
Shout out to Helen Johnson. She says the officer is violating his civil rights. She said it in a few words better than I did. I said all that, and she just summed it up. The officer is violating the civil rights, said that he's disobeying a lawful order. That's violating the civil rights, lying to him to violate his Fourth Amendment. Okay? Shout out to Princess Pie plays bass. They think anything that starts in their pea brains and drops from their lips is a lawful order. Oh, yeah. They think anything they say, you're supposed to abide by. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all. The Queen, Renetta Williams, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Mike Durham, appreciate y'all. Look, Resistor UK, Helen Johnson, Cajun Randy 214, Perfect Sense Resistor, Moderator of the Stars, Denise Peace, appreciate y'all. Let's go.
Do you have a driver's license?
Mr. Thornton, the same question applies to you.
Stop resisting justice.
1305.
I don't know. You know to your limits.
You're disobeying a lawful order.
You're disobeying a lawful order
He
to what?
repeated it again. He said he's disobeying a lawful order. Police officer walked up on him as he's parked. And wherever he's parked at is legal. The police officer did not say that Travis Hines did anything illegal. Never mentioned out of his mouth, oh, you parked in an illegal parking spot. Anything. He didn't say nothing. Travis is not even operating the vehicle. He's in his vehicle, minding his damn business. Only thing the officer said to him is, "Where you coming from?" Which is none of his business. And he wants his ID. Yeah, you don't get ID. Listen. Protect your precious ID, okay? Protect your sweet, precious ID. Don't let this government get that shit. Don't let them put you in a system like that so they always know who you are forever and ever and ever. You protect that shit. You don't pass that shit off like that, and that's your goddamn right.
Sure. But I'm asking for your driver's license. I've asked you repeatedly, and you're failing to
Yep, you're
show me your
failing
driver's
too.
license.
I've asked
I would
you.
like to know who I'm talking to.
I told you my last name. You told me your last name, so I'm willing to tell you my last name. Well, if you'd like to tell me your first name, I'd be willing to exchange that kind of information.
What's your date of birth, Mr. Hines?
Oh, may I have your date of birth as well, Mr. Thornton?
That's right.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what kind of information you need to know. I mean, if you're willing to exchange information, I'm willing to myself.
And Travis is just letting him go on and on and on. He's demanding all this information. What's his date of birth? He wants to see his ID. We're already 6 minutes and 54 seconds in, and he still hasn't said what crime he committed. So this is going great for Travis, because the more he doesn't say what he has done to violate the law, the more he got this cop on the hook for violating his rights. You get it?
I don't know what the problem is. It sounds like you're creating a problem.
No.
Are you here to serve the public's best interests?
I am.
Okay. If you believe that, then maybe do you have a charge that you want to follow through with here?
There we go. And only mentioned on Travis' behalf. It'd have been nice to see how long it would have actually took for this officer to come up with some shit. I got at least between the 10 and 15 minute mark. This officer would have finally came up with a bogus charge. But if Travis didn't mention anything, which he just mentioned now, does he have any charge that he could come up with? Let's see what he's saying.
No.
Are you here to serve the public's best interests?
I am.
Okay. If you believe that, then maybe do you have a charge that you want to follow through with here? To serve the public's best interests against me? You got something of the people against me, Mr. Hines, Mr. Thornton?
You're Mr. Hines. I'm Mr. Thornton.
Yeah, I'm asking, is there something that you'd like to charge the people against Mr. Hines with, Mr. Thornton, Mr. Thornton?
Are we living out of our vehicle, Mr. Hines?
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff right here.
Yeah, there is. Well, why don't we go take a look?
So he shined his light off through the vehicle, and he asked him, he said, Are you living here in the vehicle, Mr. Hines? Travis Hines said, what does that have to do with anything? Especially when he didn't violate a law. Didn't break no law. This officer did not see him committing a crime. He didn't see him on his way to commit a crime or coming from a crime. Like, what is this cop's deal? He's dumb. That's what it is. They think that they have domain over everybody. And it's just simply not true.
Look at your car. Okay. Make comments about that.
Where are we heading to, Mr. Hines?
Where are you going to, Mr. Thornton? What criminal investigation is that going to solve? You going to place me with some kind of crime with the where the criminal came from to where he went to, type of thing. You got this investigation going on here.
Mm-hmm.
This is an investigation.
Yes, sir.
Am I being detained?
Right now.
Am I being detained?
Technically you are, since I'm...
Okay, what crime have I committed?
Hmm?
Huh?
Do what?
What's that? What's the lawful order that you want to say?
Well, I've asked you several times to show me an identification so I know who you are.
I need to know who you are.
I've told you who you are.
You told me who I am. Okay, I had to tell you first, and then now you're saying some interesting things.
Cop could not tell him what he's being charged with, what he's being detained for. He's basically sounding stupid right now. This is Travis Hines, ladies and gentlemen. He has a YouTube channel on YouTube. Let's exchange IDs with Travis Hines. This video right now is brought to you by the Facebook page Elisa Shop.
So what's the crime? Are you going off of city ordinances, or are you going off of state? Okay, what's the state's?
It will require for ID.
Yeah.
For identification to prove yourself who you are.
Yep.
And you fail to identify yourself.
Okay.
It's a Class B offense.
Yeah, you're also offending as well. As well.
How's that?
That's a Fourth Amendment violation.
How's a Fourth Amendment violation?
Are you going to go against the Constitution? How far do you think those arguments are going to get for you?
Mr. Hines.
This
I
sort of.
told you why I'm here. Why I'm checking.
When you're checking, it sounds like you're fishing.
No, sir.
You said you come up and you just start fishing. I mean, I can understand you be concerned about this maybe being a stolen vehicle, but I mean, if you're not willing to identify who you are, then I mean, how are we going to exchange information?
1305 seconds.
It's a Friday night, Halloween. Sounds like they're pretty busy.
Is there a way we could produce some ID just so?
I'm willing to exchange ID with you. I mean, that's as far as I'll go. I mean, you told me your last.
And then when it comes down to it, he's just simply saying, hey, if you want to see my ID, let me see your ID. And you know the cop is never going to do that. And he has no reason to be harassing him, to be questioning him about ID. Anyway, he can always ask. A police officer can always ask you for ID. But, to this degree right here, it's totally like harassment and violating his rights. All right? He already lied to him and told him that he was disobeying a lawful order. Violating his rights.
Name, I'll tell you my last name. If you want to tell me your first name, I'll tell you my first name. Like I said at the beginning, I'm willing to exchange information with you.
I'm willing to. Look, if you can give me your name, date of birth, make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that. I'd like to hear your date of birth as well.
No,
all right, I'm willing to exchange information. I mean, besides that, if there's, if you're not gonna extend, for me, I have no reason to myself. And you said I'm being detained, and it's not clear what crime. It sounds like a manufactured crime, because when you say it's I'm guessing it's obstruction in some way.
Yes, sir.
That's a manufactured crime. But what's the underlying crime that had to lead to the obstruction? I mean, who did I murder? I mean, what's that? What's the crime? This isn't a traffic stop, right? I mean, I didn't. No, it's not a moving violation as far as I understand.
Have I asked you for identification?
Have I asked you for identification? I mean, I told you my last name.
Can you answer that question for me?
Have you asked? Yeah, sure. You asked me for my identification, and I asked you for it in return for an exchange. Yep. Yeah. I'll if you want to make your legal arguments, establish it for a good court case for the DA. Be thorough about it. All right. You don't want them dropping it and making an embarrassment of this situation. You want to make your charge stick?
Helen Johnson, unless he had committed a crime, there can be no secondary offense for failure to ID.
All right, so we got Thornton and what? May I have your name? Oh, Chavez, right there. Sheriffs. Okay.
Sir, I'm Deputy Chavez.
What's Chavez? Okay. What county is this? I know the city we're in. Abernathy.
Abernathy, we're in Hale County.
Hale, yep. Okay.
And what is your name, sir?
Well, I gave my last name to Thornton.
Yes, sir.
Chavez.
And what's your full name?
Well, I'm interested in you guys' full names. I mean, I could go down to the police department, find out. Well, you're not police department though. You're sheriff's department.
Yeah, correct.
Where's the sheriff's department? Is there a sheriff's department in this town
There is.
for you guys? Okay, so I could go down to the police department or the sheriff's department and get your first names. I mean, if you're willing to tell me your first name, sure. I'd be willing to share mine.
Sure. Justin Summers.
Huh?
Justin Summers.
And then last name?
Summers.
Justin Summers, Sommers, or the SU. Okay. All right. And then Thornton, you don't want to give your first name?
Mine's Sean.
Sean. Okay. All right. And then Chavez.
Armando.
Okay. Travis Hines.
Mr. Hines.
Yeah, I have no problem sharing information. And yeah, I am the owner of the car.
Is it registered to you, Mr. Hines?
Yes. And
Hines?
oh, it's like a ketchup bottle. HEINZE. Oh, double lights on my face. That's really. I'm just realizing that's really.
So now they got his name. Now what? Let's see.
Really good. So you see how that works, Thornton? We can share from. You had to wait till you got back up here, and not your supervisors. You had to get sheriffs. That's the best, didn't you? I thought it was a second patrol around somewhere. I thought I noticed 2 patrols at some point. Yeah, I thought you had 2 patrols. Maybe they went home or something.
Mr. Hines, what's your date of birth, sir?
Okay, I'm willing to share my date of birth as well.
Okay.
So if I may hear your date of birth and Thornton's and.
Now he's requesting their date of birth.
You got not Wallet. You get middle guy's name. Thornton and Chavez. May I have your date of birth?
And what would you need that for?
What would you need my date of birth for?
For identification purposes.
Okay, I need to identify who I'm talking to.
Okay, we already did.
Okay.
And we could give our badge numbers?
I don't. How do I search badge numbers?
There's no reason to search badge numbers.
Wow. See, there's no reason to search badge numbers. So this is how far it went. It went all the way until they started requesting his date of birth. And when he requested their date of birth, then that's when you got the back and forth going on. What would you need that for? I need your date of birth to the full extent that you need my date of birth. Because when it comes from me for filing this lawsuit, I want to send it straight to your house in your individual capacity. And if that's what you want, then you should be able to give up the same information.
Even bother giving it to me, but I can get an idea of your age, when I want to search for your names on the internet.
We want to search for our names?
Yes, to find out, your background. So getting a date of birth will help. Just as you want to search, as you want my date of birth.
This is consensual. This is a consensual conversation. He really didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to say a word to them, but this is consensual. So if you want my information, then you're going to give me your information. This is the best way to handle these police officers when it comes to them messing with you for no reason. Pay attention. Travis Hines is on YouTube. Let's exchange IDs with Travis Hines. That's the YouTube channel. This one is coming to you, my Facebook page, Alyssa Shop.
I also would like to hear yours.
Right,
I'm willing to exchange information.
We're acting on the color of law to identify you.
And I'm a citizen who has identified that you're trying to violate my Fourth Amendment rights. I don't even have to give you my name.
You don't?
So you guys are pushing the Fourth Amendment issue here, and so I'd like to identify who you are.
Right.
Okay, well, we just did.
Yeah, all right, you've gone that far. That's not going the full length.
Okay.
You know, I'm willing to share information with you.
Mr. Hines, okay, here's
The
what
deal?
we're getting at, okay? So either you can mosey on your way, wherever you're headed.
I'm not going there. I'm just
Wow.
hanging out.
Okay, well, this is not a hangout spot.
Why not? What's the
Because it's a
illegal?
closed business.
So what?
Okay, it's not open for business.
Is this a business parking lot?
It is.
Okay, so he's in a business parking lot. And we all know the rules to that. If somebody got a problem with him being in there, it has to be the business owner who makes the complaint. Police officers just can't come up and tell you, hey, you got to go because you're sitting in the parking lot. Nope, don't work like that.
The business owns the side of the streets.
The business owns the parking lot that's in front of the
You're
business.
saying that this is a parking lot? Because it looks like it's just a parking spot on the side of the
Mr.
street.
Hines, we're not going to do this, okay?
All right.
Okay, correction. I heard that wrong. He's on the side of the street. He's on the side of the business. He's on the street, on a parking spot on the side of the street. Wow. And they said, Mr. Hines, we're not going to do this.
Because it looks like it's just a parking spot on the side of the
Mr.
street.
Hines, we're not going to do this, okay?
All right. Well, I think 'cause you know I'm right.
No. You're not. Okay? So are you representing yourself or some kind of activist? Is that why you're doing? Is that why you're
Activist?
recording? Yes. You're recording and asking these questions.
See how they deflect? See, now he want to ask questions about his recording device and why he's recording everything. See, that ain't got shit to do with why they asking him for ID. How did it get to why he's recording and what group he's part of? That's bullshit. They law enforcement officers, they supposed to be focused and stay on point and talk about why they need this ID. How did it get to why he's recording? That's none of your damn business.
I was just sitting in my car, and the cop pulls up. Thornton pulls up and just starts asking me questions about why I'm parked here. I'm legally parked. I don't know what law is being broken here, but now you guys are demanding all this information from me. I'm willing to share information, but you're telling me that I'm the criminal. And if you think
At one point, did we call you a criminal?
if you think that you're serving the
At what
public,
point, answer the question that I just asked.
well, you're
Because that's the allegations that they're making. Is that
You
correct?
guys-
Now you're making allegations.
you
that we're calling
guys-
you criminal. And at what point did I?
All deflection. Whatever he says, if he's saying you're making him look like a criminal or not, there's no reason for the officer to escalate that. First of all, stop deflecting, stay focused, and speak on why you're there and why you're demanding ID. What crime did he commit? They're taking it all around the board now. This is how they handle things. It didn't go the way they want, so now they're going to handle it a different way. They're going to use what he say and escalate the situation. Totally unprofessional.
Thurton or Summers call you
Yeah.
a criminal.
you guys
Exactly.
are saying Thornton starting it out. I mean, pushing the issue of me not identifying myself as a crime is where it's going with this, and there's no underlying crime with that. You're okay, but now you're pushing the issue that this is a business parking lot. What's your DA got to say about that? If you wanted to make a charge, I don't think this is. I personally would dispute that this is a business parking spot. There's
Are
not
you
a
from
business.
here?
This is a coast. This is
Are
a
you
ghost
from
town.
here? Because your license plate shows from Washington.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So where are you?
What?
What town are you in?
What time am I in?
What town, city are you in?
We just said the city hall's over there.
What town are you in? I'm asking you a question, Mr. Hines.
It's whatever. But
So you don't know, but you're going to tell us that this is
I
not
have
a parking lot for this business.
okay. Well,
But you don't even know what town you're in.
are you
Mr.
trying to
Hines.
convince me that this is not a part of the city streets? Are you trying to convince me of that? Because I would dispute that. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I don't think it matters which
See
town.
yellow line there. And a
Okay,
yellow line here, sir.
Yep.
Representing that is a parking spot, is it not?
a
Is
parking
it
spot
not?
for the business or the streets.
Well, there's a street right there,
This is not okay. Yeah,
and I believe this would be a parking spot
Yeah,
in
it
front
is.
of a business.
yeah, in front of a business, not the business's parking. not a parking lot, because there's a difference between being on a side street and a difference in being in a parking lot. I mean, there's different regulations that go along with that.
And what are those regulations, Mr. Hines?
Well, I mean, cars pass by at speed limits, okay, on the streets. All right, they don't do that in parking lots. It's a parking lot is not a street. There's not the same type of regulations. You don't have to worry about the double line, the dash line in a parking lot as you do with streets.
So do you have handicap parking in the street?
I'm not in handicap park.
It's a question. It's parallel to the parking.
They're asking questions that don't got nothing to do with what's going on. He's parked in front of the business on the street in an official parking spot, because we heard the police officers say the yellow lines were indicators that he was in an official spot. They just trying to get his ID because they received a call or they noticed that he was chilling in his vehicle. And if you chill in your vehicle too long in the United States of America, the police will get involved. That's how it goes.
Yeah, there's handicap parking on sides of streets. I've seen it.
There is?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it.
Of course.
They got it all over. There's a blend. There's a gray area. It's not always completely definite.
So if you're going to call it a gray area, that's what we're addressing right now.
Okay.
The concern that you are parked in front of a business that is not open for business at the time.
Yeah.
So that's why we're checking on that.
That's like a suspicion of just being suspicious. But I mean, you think I have intent? Oh, there's a dog again. Intents or you think I have committed a crime?
That's why
I'm about to. You think I'm in the process of committing a crime? So whatever phantom crime. What problems have you had here on the street before?
Well, if you don't even know what town you're in.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys
You still haven't answered what town you're in. You're trying to say, what's legal, what's not legal here.
But you get an idea. You don't need to know. You can get an idea of the layout of the town to know how things work. But I mean, what crimes have happened?
And if you're paying attention to the auditor and you're doing too much, you need to pay attention to these police officers, because the auditor is just running them in circles, just like you if you're really paying attention to them. It's all a game. Okay, it's all, if they're going to deflect, he's going to deflect. If they're going to ask questions, he's going to ask questions. He's going to ask the same question. It's not about what he knows. The burden is on them to prove that he broke the law. And that's even coming down to an investigation on the side of the road, which they're doing that's shoddy. Okay? It's a shoddy job that they're doing right now. Trying to demand ID from this man who's not committing a crime.
Happened around on the street? What kind of crimes?
Same crimes that happen in the streets of Washington.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a gang territory.
Is that anyone?
Yeah, you got it.
Is it good? Does it look good?
It's actually obstructed.
Yep.
What's obstructed? Well, the manufacturers made it like that. I don't know how you're talking about, like you can't see it. Yeah, that's the thing. I question that too. It's like the manufacturers designed it to be like that for the safety issues, but it's like, yeah, I thought police would probably say something like that. And it's like, that's a concern. It's like, why?
It's a concern because you did it anyway, right? Mr. Hammond?
Well, it's because it's a part of the design. They design it like this.
Yeah, it's not.
So I mean, I just.
So if you decide to put it that way, then you're the one in violation.
Oh, okay. And that's in the instructions. Following the instructions, how they say this is how you should do it to get the maximum use. We design it like that. I didn't add anything to the structure.
Wow.
The structure came like that. So it's how it's designed. It's really strange how it's like kind of technology getting ahead of the law or something.
He's just
So
spinning them
you guys
right
may
now.
not be so,
If you guys are lost, please don't be. He's just spinning them right now. He got them going in circles. Like, this is what you do with these police officers. You gotta outsmart these dudes, man. They come with you with all this bullshit for no reason. You gotta be able to outsmart them. I mean, they can't even jump on him because he look as defenseless as a little mouse right now. You can hear how he's speaking. He had a camera in his hand, of course, and they see that. But the violence is nowhere in that area when it comes to Travis Hines. So they can't even jump on him. So what he does is he plays with their brain. He spins them. He keeps spinning them. And it can keep bouncing off the walls, and eventually it's just going to go away. Shouts to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all joining. Once again, this video was brought to you by Facebook page, Elisa Shop. This video was about Travis Hines being stopped while he was in his vehicle. And Travis Hines also has a YouTube channel called Let's Exchange IDs with Travis Hines. So y'all go over there and check him out. I appreciate all y'all joining me in this late night live stream, Sunday night. Had a hell of a weekend, crazy snowstorm. Hope you guys be safe this week. Start the week off fresh. And please, 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 if you see any tyranny and corruption with your local police while you're driving or traveling back and forth to work, pull out your camera and record it. It's the resistance. Hit the lights! Everybody about to get killed out here. Like it for everybody. Shout out Slope Resist the UK, Ellen Johnson, Cajun Randy 214, Renetta Williams, the Queen, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Princess Pie plays bass. Denise Speaks. I see y'all. Appreciate y'all. Mike Durham. Stop resisting justice. Be safe. Dean Herndon.
very psychological thing that's happening here.